Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Today, we got updates from Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Shakhtar Donetsk themselves. We got information on Chelsea's potential hijacking of MYKHAYLO MUDRYK, in addition to more updates on MYKHAYLO MUDRYK himself. All this plus more on today's show. I'll be putting timestamps for the people watching on the playback. I'll be making sure I read out comments for the people who are watching live. Make sure you support the boys channel by hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Woo, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yes, people. What's going on? So it's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today, there's just been so much going on. So much going on that I have to show you guys everything. So from the jump, I'm just gonna let you guys know there is 100 different reports happening every single day. From 1 second, you got people saying everything's okay. From the next second, you have people saying Chelsea's gonna get MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. So I am not too concerned at this moment in time, but I'm gonna show you guys the articles and everything that has been going around today and in the last 48 hours, right? So just to let you guys know, 6 hours ago, Shakhtar Donetsk said an absolute madness. This is crazy, right? So Shakhtar Donetsk 6 hours ago put out a report, and this report that they put out had me worried because they started off the day by stating that they don't want to negotiate a lower fee. They want the money up front. They want a ridiculous fee. They want a crazy fee. Charles Watts reported this. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I know that I knew that they wanted a ridiculous fee, but I didn't think that they wanted this type of level. 88 million. That's 85 million pounds or something like that. That's what Charles Watts was reporting, if I'm not mistaken. The valuation's right here. So let me show you guys what Charles Watts tweeted, just so you guys have an idea of what we have to deal with. Shakhtar Donetsk are not backing down over MYKHAYLO MUDRYK, right? They are willing to postpone talks until summer if 88 million pound valuation is not hit. Chelsea is actively talking just to make things more complicated. Now that is one thing we've seen. So we've seen that. And then there is so much stuff that has happened today that I liked a bunch of the tweets, and I'm going to show you guys the tweets as we go along. Okay? So it starts here. It starts here with Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano says Shakhtar Donetsk director is in London this week, and he's expected to be in the stadium for Chelsea versus Man City. Right? Chelsea will discuss Mudryk with Chelsea in the next 24 hours. Also, Arsenal still remain the main priority for the player currently. Right? Then you have this Ukrainian gentleman here. He gives us more insight on what Shakhtar Donetsk actually want. And this is one of the main guys who broke the story originally. He says Shakhtar want they want to listen. Shakhtar want to listen to all offers for Mudryk, so don't expect this to be easy and quick deal. The club's priority is to sell the Ukrainian as expensive as possible, although MYKHAYLO himself prefers Arsenal. Miners will not rush this, will not rush, so everyone else needs to be patient. Looks like we're going to need a level of patience for this deal. We're going to need a lot of patience for this deal, ladies and gentlemen. Mudryk is more likely to come to Arsenal 100%. What's up? What's up? If we get hijacked, we are fucked. No, we are not. What the fuck Eddie doing? I know sometimes people just understand this is normal. This is a little bit normal. So just so you guys know, of course, Chelsea were going to do this, but Chelsea are looking to make things more complicated for us. That's the reality. They are not going to make this easy for us. That is the reality. Chelsea's whole MO is to try to make this a little bit more complicated, a little bit more difficult for us. That is what they're doing. Now, this is another thing. This is another thing. Simon Collin of the Standard says Shakhtar Donetsk got what they wanted. Chelsea come to the table for Mudryk. The club are now going to hold firm for that 85 million pounds. Feels like the deal could be rumbling on. He further goes on to explain that Arsenal have increased their bid to 60 million. He further went on to explain Arsenal have increased their bid to 60 million. Still think we can get Mudryk? Yes, I still do think we can get Mudryk. Mudryk is not worth that money. Walk away. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. We're going to have to wait and see. But there's a lot of different rumors at this moment in time. I'll tell you this. The Gunners put down 60 million for the Ukrainian, and it's set to be rejected at this moment in time. Not only that, Shakhtar are holding out for apparently 85 million. That is what they want. Apparently they want 85 million. They're looking at the deals that have been done in the past, and they're saying to themselves, they are going to reject the 62 million, and soon to be a bidding war with Chelsea. And even though MYKHAYLO MUDRYK wants to sign for Arsenal, at this moment in time, this is the situation. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It is annoying, but even though we want the guy, Egal, you've seen Eduardo Hagen's tweet on Matt Law. I'll check that in a second. So yeah. Independent says Chelsea are more clear and will trump any Arsenal offer for Shakhtar's MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. So Chelsea at this point are saying they are willing to overspend for MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. This is where I start to get a little bit more concerned. What makes no sense to me is are Chelsea in the market for another winger? And if they need another winger, surely wouldn't they want a winger that plays predominantly on the right? I don't know. Or are they using Raheem Sterling on the right? I don't know. Chelsea have made it clear that they will trump any offer Shakhtar Donetsk want for MYKHAYLO MUDRYK, with the owner, Todd Bowley, more than willing to take rivals on, blow them out the water where necessary, says Miguel Delaney. Now, I personally don't trust Miguel Delaney's reporting. He's somebody who does tend to get a lot of things wrong and says a lot of things, so his credibility is at question. But Colin from the Evening Standard saying this is going to take a while. Get your bootstraps on, guys. This is going to take a while. This is going to take a while. This deal is going to take a while, and at this moment in time, we got to just take a second and stop and just think for a second. What do we really want to get ourselves into a bidding war over the player? Because I don't think for 1 second the club looked at this deal originally and said they're going to have to spend around 80-something million. If they knew they were going to have to spend 80-something million and this was going to be difficult for them in January, they probably would have tried to just get it done in the summer. They might have gone a little bit harder in the summer. I generally do believe that. But yeah, let's see what some of you guys are saying in the comment section. Reports say Felix is close to joining United. I'm gonna hold that for a second and let me just finish up the Mudryk point, and then I'll go straight back to Felix. Is he worth 85 million pounds? Is he worth 85 million pounds? That is a question you guys have to ask yourselves. Is he worth the 85 million? Is he worth that? Is he worth the 85 million? because I think I'm going to do a poll. I think I am going to do a poll, and I'm going to see what you guys think, because Arsenal have reportedly attempted to sign a lot of players in the past, and there's been moments where we say this is the cutoff point, this is where we don't go any further, and we step away. This is where we say, you know what, enough is enough, we walk away from the deal. But is this going to be one of those situations where we walk away from the deal? Is this going to be another situation where we say, you know what, that is the final straw? That financial package that they're asking for is just way too much money. Is that where we say, you know what, we don't want to go any further? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves, because I'm looking at all these deals and I'm saying to myself, why on earth would Arsenal be in negotiations for a player for so long and then now just know what the club wants? They've known what the club wanted the whole time. So this is what I'm going to do. The question is, 85 million for Mudryk. Do you pay it or do you leave it? Or do you continue negotiating? So pay, leave, or continue negotiations? Negotiations. I personally think we're going to continue to negotiate. I don't think we're going to pay the 85 million. I don't think we're going to leave. I think we're going to try to continue to negotiate until this becomes apparently clear that we are not going to get the player for what we are willing to value him at. That is the reality. I don't think it's going to be cut and dry as some people want it to be. I don't think it's going to be as simple as we first thought. It's very frustrating, though. Extremely frustrating, to say the least. Because a couple of days ago, I thought the deal was close to getting done. I thought the deal was getting closer and closer to getting closer to getting finished. But now it just seems like the deal is further and further away than it ever was. So the question is 85 million for MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. I put the link in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, the poll is in the chat now. We got 97 of you guys in the chat. Make sure you do hit that like button. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you do leave a comment in the comment section and let me know how you guys are feeling today so far, where you're watching from. But it is frustrating. So yeah, let me just go to the next point now. So Arsenal reportedly are going to be getting their bid rejected. Reportedly, we're going to get our bid rejected, right? And with Arsenal having invested so much in pursuit in MYKHAYLO MUDRYK, do you believe that we're going to give up on him? Personal terms have been agreed, by the way. Personal terms have been agreed for the gentleman already. A long time ago. A long time ago, we agreed personal terms. That is the reality. Thumbs up, people. Yes, do hit that like button. I'm gonna get back to your comment, my guy Junior. The moment I get a chance, I'm gonna get back to that. I promise. Let me just finish up with this. 85 million euros. 85 million euros. Sorry, not 85 million pounds. 85 million euros. Did I put down pounds? Fudge. This is where there is a miscommunication in how much we actually think we are getting charged. It's not pounds, it is euros. That is what they're asking. They're asking for 85 million euros. And the reason why they're asking for the 85 million euros, they feel like they look at Antony and they look at Jack Grealish and they say, our guy's worth more than that. They're saying our guy's worth more than Antony. Our guy's worth more than Jack Grealish. Our guy's worth more than what you paid for these, what Man United and Man City paid for these guys. They're literally going, look over there. That's what you got to pay, and it's been documented. It's been well documented, but it's frustrating as hell because we're not Man City. We're not Manchester United. We don't go out of our way and blow the bank on players. We don't tend to do that. You put euros, but some tweets say pounds. This is where there's a confusion going around. This is where there's a confusion going around. 1 second you're hearing 85 million euros. Next second you're hearing 85 million pounds. It is not pounds that they want. Jack Grealish was a release clause. I know. Jack Grealish was a release clause. But who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? That is the question I ask you. Who is going to tell them? We have a serious issue here. I'm confirming to you guys right now that this is not going to be a simple transfer. And it looks like the second bid might have actually been rejected. The second bid might have been rejected. Now, with that being said, I am just hearing about some massive news. Wow. 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 What on earth is this? I was about to go to the Joao Felix news, but what I've just witnessed, this cannot be reliable. I don't believe this. What I'm about to show you guys is reports coming out from Football 365 that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta have been given the green light to secure the signing of West Ham's Declan Rice for the region of £88 million, reported by Fabrizio. How reliable these guys are? Not so reliable. Can I believe this bullshit? Can I believe this? I don't know. What I am seeing right now is what the hell is this? Like, do they think we are dumb? Like, there's no way the club is gonna go sign MYKHAYLO MUDRYK and this guy in the summer. Like, I get it. You want to do articles, you want to write stuff, you want to talk about something, but come on. At least try to make it realistic. At least try to make it realistic. Like, these guys don't even try to, they don't even try to hide when they're bullshitting. They don't even try to hide when they're bullshitting. Let me just show you guys one more time what's going on here. Where is it? So the article came from Fabrizio. It says Arsenal have made a huge offer. Let me show you guys this. It says Arsenal have made a huge offer for Declan Rice. This is what it's saying. This is what they're trying to tell you. This is what they're trying to tell me right now. This is what they're trying to tell me. They're saying 2 hours ago this happened. This report came out. 2 hours ago this report came out. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We can check the article out if you guys want. We can go check the article out. Let's go check the article out. Let's see what's happening in this article, because this is these kind of things I don't believe. Lewis Thing says, is this an opinion piece? Arsenal will attempt to sign Declan Rice later in the year. Arteta backed the hierarchy to target him. You know, there might be some truth to that. There might be some truth that we'll try to go get Declan Rice in the summer, but at this moment in time, let's not talk about fairy tales. Let's not talk about fairy tales. Let's go back to what the gentleman was saying. People talking about Leroy Sané can play on either wing. We'll see. I think someone left a super chat earlier. Equan Jr. Reports say Felix is close to Man United. Reports say Felix is close to Man United. I haven't seen those reports. Do you know who cited those reports, my friend? Because I'm looking right now and I don't know who's. I haven't seen any citing of Joao Felix being close to Man United. Last time I checked, Joao Felix was having some issues trying to get those deals over the line. There was a lot of speculation that those deals wouldn't get done quite easily. But guess what? We're not done. Don't go anywhere, because the Mudryk stuff is not done. There's 9 players Arsenal should buy instead of caving to Mudryk. There's some players Arsenal could buy instead of caving for Mudryk. But let me just see what Joao Felix. Is there any Joao Felix information? Joao Felix. Okay, so reports are coming out here 24 minutes ago. Man United are willing to pay 4 million loan fee plus the 12 to 13 million Atletico Madrid wants. This is what's coming out with Joao Felix. It's looking like Man United are willing to pay 4 million loan fee for Joao Felix plus 12 to 13 million. That is what's being reported at this moment in time. And this could be a deal that takes place until the end of the season. Yeah, 23 minutes ago. The report came out 23 minutes ago. Joao Felix to Man United. These guys could actually pull off the deal. These guys could actually pull off the deal. So let me just read what it says. Manchester United are offering 4 million simple loan for Joao Felix, but Atletico Madrid want around 2 to 13 million. Atletico claim the situation is still possible that Felix stays in Atletico Madrid. I'll tell you guys right now, I don't think Arsenal is going to go in for Joao Felix. I don't think we're in for Felix. I think we're going to stay away from the Felix deal. Pepe was 72 million. I know. Jack Grealish was a release clause. I know. Do you guys think Felix is off the table? Because check their actual tweet. I'll check their actual tweet. What did they actually tweet? What was the actual tweet? Here's the actual tweet. Translation. Why is it not translating? Anyways, that's the original. That's the actual tweet. I don't think they actually tweeted anything else. No, so that's it. That's the actual tweet I showed you guys already. And this is what the translation of that tweet is. But yeah, enough about that. Now, let me go back to Mudryk quickly. So these are the stories. You have one story you have for Mudryk is that Shakhtar Donetsk want supposedly 88 million. The Declan Rice story don't make sense at this moment in time. It's a summer signing. It's not a January transfer window signing. We already know about Mikel Arteta and the club wanting him. We know Chelsea are also interested in MYKHAYLO Mudryk. There's also rumors about Youri Tielemans, but they're not concrete. So we can go into them if you want, but they're not that concrete. They're not concrete rumors. Basically, Arsenal are still interested. Arsenal have cooled their interest in Youri Tielemans this January. Doesn't seem like we want to go in for Youri Tielemans anymore. That is another thing. Okay. 7 hours ago. If you haven't heard, 7 hours ago, the report is breaking news that this was rejected. This bid here was rejected. Let me show you guys. 7 hours ago, reports came out that this bid here was rejected. If I can show you again, 1 second. Here, this guy's better. If you can see here, information is understood that Shakhtar will reject Arsenal's 62 million pounds, and Shakhtar will now negotiate with Chelsea also about Mudryk, despite the player's desire to move to Arsenal. It's just getting more and more complicated and annoying. It's very frustrating, ladies and gentlemen. It's very frustrating. Arteta needs a bench. We need both of them. I don't know if we're gonna get both of them. 8 likes away from 50 likes. Go do like the video, people. Go do like the video. It's absolutely free. Please do like the video. Fake news, 20 million to 4 million loan fee. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. Definitely do feel like it. Read Abdullah's comment. Let me go see what Abdullah's comment is. Man United. Yeah, I already read that. I seen that in the comment section. But the deal will not get done for that fee. That is a reality. The deal won't get done for that fee. Let's just go back to some of the other stuff. So we've already seen that. Is there anything new that we've seen in the past 2 hours that has been happening. Yes, there is. This is 9 players that Arsenal could get outside of MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. That's one of them. Arsenal seem very unfazed by the MYKHAYLO MUDRYK potential hijacking also. So that's another one. Pep Guardiola admits that Arsenal could win the Premier League and could get a 10-point advantage to win it. No, a 100-point advantage to win it at some point. Today he said that, if I'm not mistaken. Where is that? But let me just go back to some of these quickly. So yeah, so just to give you guys some quick synopsis on what's going on. First things first. You can find all these tweets also on my Twitter, in case you were ever wondering. So first is Chelsea are interested in MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. Don't worry, Arsenal, who really optimistic. Shakhtar will want more upfront overall in the package for the 80 million euros. Arsenal's second bid is under 70 million euros overall. Also, in other news, Miguel Azeez has ended his loan and will be returning back to Arsenal due to the fact that he didn't get much game time. We already know about the Declan Rice thing. Not really much to be said there. As you can see here, Arsenal have cooled their interests in Tielemans, and that's just a quick little synopsis on what's going on there. And then let's go to the next one. This is a list of 9 players who could potentially be better buys than who we're currently looking at. So let me see, who could those 7 players be? Mudryk has potential. Mudryk has a lot of potential, obviously, but I don't think this makes sense. This article is obviously it has a paywall, so you can't really see it. And this is another tweet. Arsenal are not worried about Chelsea interest in MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. Remain optimistic. We will sign the player, according to Ben Jacobs. That is true. Ben Jacobs did report that. If you go back and look at Ben Jacobs' tweet that he tweeted here, he first says Chelsea are interested in MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. Doesn't worry. Arsenal remains optimistic over Shakhtar Donetsk. And then he even goes into more detail underneath the tweet with several threads. Multiple sources anticipating that Mudryk is likely to end up at Arsenal. Optimistic opportunity for Chelsea will emerge if Arsenal walk away, and Arsenal are calm from this situation comes from the fact that they have a maximum price and a minimum in mind to do exactly the regardless of the rival suitor. Chelsea have a massive opportunity well over the mark. Chelsea should have a massive offer well over market value beyond Arsenal's top end valuation. It would play into Shakhtar's hands, but Arsenal won't get involved in a bidding war. Okay? And then he goes and says, Chelsea have not made an offer, even a verbal one, for Mudryk. Todd Bowley will discuss opportunities for we'll discuss the operate. What? Let me just get this. Sorry, 1 second, guys.
Opportunity further with senior Shakhtar representatives at Stamford Bridge. CFC know a successful hijack won't come cheap or at value, and that Mudryk is still pushing for Arsenal 74.2k 6 107 808.
Okay, sorry about that. And then Mudryk's Shakhtar teammates have been joking since the summer that he has already joined and he's regular contact with Alexander Zinchenko, and was watching almost every Arsenal game. Wow. This guy wants to join us so bad. And it's just not happening. It's crazy. But yeah, Joao Felix to Man United is not done. Felix to United is not done. If I'm not mistaken, Joao Felix to United is nowhere near done. What are you talking about? Joao Felix to Man United. Man United want to sign Joao Felix in the winter, but Man United are only offering 4 million plus full salary to complete the transfer. Is simply no option to buy. So if you guys do pull it off, let's see. But this is what you're currently offering. This is what Man United are currently offering. Let me show you guys. This is the deal Man United are currently offering for Joao Felix. I don't think it's going to be that simple, but Man United want Joao Felix in the winter market. United are willing to pay an offer of 4 million loan fee plus full salary to complete the deal. It would be simple. It would be simply a loan with no option to buy. That is what is currently being reported by this gentleman here. I don't know if this is going to be enough. We'll have to wait and see. If this is enough to get the deal and get the deal sorted, it will be approximately around 13, 12. That might be enough. Man United might have pulled it off. Man United could pull it off if they promise to pay all his wages. The World Cup is where Felix was one of the most promoted players in Portugal and ends up convincing Man United to get him. Interesting. I'm pretty sure what interested Man United to get him is that Ronaldo has left. Will those 9 players improve the team like Arteta wants? That is another question we need to think about. There's a lot of players out there that could potentially join Arsenal, but are they going to be as good as Mudryk, and will they give us a similar impact to what Mudryk could potentially give us? That is the other thing. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to ever be that simple. It's never going to ever be that simple. But right now, I'm just looking at this like Mudryk is going to cost a lot of money. And for Arsenal to spend anywhere near the 80-something million that they want for the player, we need to see a good return on investment. And at this moment in time, I do believe there would be a good value in the market. I just don't know if Arsenal have their heads turned and they have another alternative plan ready in the case that we don't get Mudryk. It's frustrating, but at this moment in time, Joao Felix will end up at Manchester United over Arsenal. I don't think he'll be going to Arsenal. If he does go anywhere, he'll be ending up at Man United. It looks like this deal is getting closer and closer. Yeah, I'm gonna give that one a like. And then, is there anything else really? Doesn't look like there's anything else to be spoken about. Like the Declan Rice thing, I don't believe it. We already know about that. Yeah, I've already spoken about this, but Youri Tielemans doesn't seem like it's going to happen anyways. Arsenal face defender transfer. Yeah, Cedric. We have an issue trying to sell Cedric. The issue is we keep trying to get rid of Cedric, but he's not leaving. Cedric's not leaving. Cedric just doesn't want to leave. Why would he? Financially, he's getting a great package here. Doesn't make sense for him to just up and leave. Gabriel Jesus injury update. The striker is off crutches. Oh shit! I didn't know that. Gabriel Jesus is off crutches. Check this out. Gabriel Jesus is off crutches. What does it say? Sorry, I'm struggling to get access to it. Let me see what everyone's saying in the chat, because at this point, I'm just going to answer questions for the rest of the video, because I really don't think there's anything else that I haven't already covered. I've covered everything. What haven't I covered? We're linked to Arsenal. We're linked to a fallback to replace Cedric. Were we? I haven't seen that. Arsenal right back. Who are we linked to? I haven't seen any right back links. Can you give me the name of the player that you're talking about that we're linked to? What? When were Arsenal linked to a right back? I'm confused. I know Ben White was linked to Manchester City. An Italian media reported that Ben White to Man City. Yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Italian media source reported that Ben White to Manchester City could be a thing, but I've never seen it. For I didn't see that before. What's his name? Facundes. Let's go check this guy out. Let's see if anything. I don't see anything with that name. Newcastle sends scouts for exciting 10 million Arsenal target. Who's this kid? This just sounds like a young player. Doesn't sound like some massive signing. Question: you got any good clips of you playing football? I saw your basketball, and you have only one hand and a flat. You have a right hand and a jumper is flat. Nah, stop it, bro. You're dissing. You're dissing. Any chance we sign Zaha? Probably not. Yo, what you saying, bro?
Yo, for a long time no see, bro. It's been a while.
Man United want to sign striker Choupo-Moting from. Why are you surprised? Choupo-Moting has been linked to them prior. This is not the first time. Felix hasn't returned to training in Atletico Thunder Roads. Oh shit.
What about
Would you pay 80 million for Mudryk, or would you walk away from the deal? I don't think we're going to walk away from the deal. I think what we're going to do is, let me tell you guys the play. The play is, in our heads, we're willing to pay 70 million up front. No, we're not willing to pay the 70 million up front. We're willing to pay the 65 million up front, and maybe add-ons, add another 20 million tops. So that is a total of 80 million euros max. If they're asking for an extra 5, we're not going to go there. We're starting low, and we're going to meet them somewhere maybe 10 million or 5 million off their initial valuation at the end. If Chelsea come in and they offer 90 million and 70 million of it is upfront cash, that's when we walk away. If Chelsea are trying to go into a bidding war and all this, Arsenal's going to walk away. We're not going to submit a third bid if Chelsea do a madness. That is the reality. The only way we could lose the player is if Chelsea put in an absolute mad bid that makes no sense and they do Enzo Fernandez part 2.
Can I say something about Chelsea, Egal?
There's no point, man. Just stay on topic. Arsenal, talk to me.
Listen, bro, I don't get 80 million pounds straight away. I think there is more in the market, right? You know, if you're going for 80 million from Madrid, bro, I saw a tweet today, that's going to Rafa Leao territory. That's exactly the same price for Rafa Leao, and he has like 1 year left of his contract. So if you're willing to pay 80 million pounds for Madrid, why wouldn't you go up to AC Milan and put, it has 1 year left in his deal, like why didn't you put 80 million pound there? Because I think AC Milan would accept it.
I don't know if AC Milan would sell Mudryk right now.
Leao.
I mean, why am I saying Mudryk? Yeah. I don't know if they would sell Leao right now. I feel like it would be a tough sell.
But one thing I say about our centre forward Arsenal was like, I saw the valuation, the 21 million euro for Felix loan fee was dropped to 12 million. Man United can't afford to pay it. That's why they're linked with Choupo-Moting, because right now Man United are offer from what I heard is 4 million euros for the Felix loan deal. If it's 10 million euros for this short term, it's basically an audition for 6 months. Then just give it have to come 10 million euros, in my opinion.
You know what? If Man United pull off that deal, it's a great deal for them. Man United pull off that deal, it's a great deal for them. But I don't think we want Felix. I don't think we're that serious about Felix, especially the loan part. I don't know if we want to loan him. But yeah, Felix goes to Man United. I don't know how he's gonna do. Let's see how he does. But loans are tough because it only gives you a short time period for your player, for the player to get adjusted, to get sorted out, to get acclimatized. Where if you buy them permanently and you've scouted them for a long time and you kind of have an idea what you're gonna do with them, you might be able to get better out of the player. But yeah, loans, we've seen with Odegaard. By the time Odegaard's loan was done, a large portion of the fan base didn't even know if we were going to buy him.
Yeah, well, I think the issue with Odegaard was, though, bro, we didn't have an option to buy. So if we get Felix in on loan, then obviously Atletico are gonna probably most likely force the hand to put an option to buy. So even if the option to buy is included, it's 100 million euros. So he's got to hit the ground running when he comes on loan, or he won't be coming back after the 6 months.
You know what? If the Felix loan is similar to when we bought Odegaard, that's what we've been waiting for. Arsenal could go back in the Felix, in for Felix.
Anything else fun to think about Felix? Listen, the Felix deal won't be done until the Mudryk saga is done. Until the moment Mudryk signs that paper, we're gonna put all our eggs in the Felix basket. As of right now, I'd say we've got like 9 eggs in the Mudryk basket and 1 in the Felix one as of right now. So obviously Mudryk has been a priority since after deadline day. Even last summer, they were talking about Mudryk as a priority. So listen, I don't know why some of the fans are complaining, right? If he ends up going Chelsea, I'm not going to be worried because the reason is he isn't going to go for Chelsea over his preference. The only reason he'll go to Chelsea is because Shakhtar accepted the bid. The player's clear intentions is to sign for Arsenal. He wants to come to Arsenal. So even then, it won't hurt me as much as other deals.
You know what? David Ornstein even confirmed that we want both. But Joao Felix to Man United, could they actually have already secured his signing? Because the stuff that I'm seeing, it does look like it is progressed to a level where the deal could be close to getting done.
Is it?
I'm just a little concerned, but yeah, it is an issue. The Jack Grealish Antony thing is just going to frustrate the hell out of me because those 2 signings really messed it up for us, in the sense that those are the valuations that they're looking at. And now that Chelsea's gone and signed Enzo Fernandez for 125 million euros, don't you think people are now going to start looking at that fee and being like, "Yo, that's what you need to start paying the going rate for players"? And it's it's dangerous.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think bro, everyone knows at this point FFP is literally non-existent in football at this point. It's only just there to get the names on. Also, I don't understand, right? If Chelsea, I think, because the issue with Enzo Fernandez is, right, Benfica went all the money up front. So if they sign Enzo Fernandez, I say there's no chance they're getting Mudryk. Because right now, even if they try to pay in installments, Shakhtar don't want installments. Shakhtar want at least 80 million euros, and they want at least 80% of that money up front.
It's exactly like the Rafinha deal. Yeah, 100%. If Chelsea come and they pay a bunch of money, go over the thing, we just walk away. Even though we have been after this player since summer, I really do believe Arsenal have a price and they're going to walk away. You're smiling, but I'll tell you this. Mudryk, Felix, all these guys, they're great. They absolutely would do amazing for us. But do you know what Shakhtar are doing? They're trying to hold the club hostage and saying, you know what, we have our price. If you don't want to pay it, you don't have to pay it. And we don't have to pay their price. We don't have to pay what they're asking. Like, I get the brother's good, but Shakhtar Donetsk are getting a bidding war, and Arsenal, from what we've seen over the last 6 to 7 months under this regime, when we get into bidding wars, we walk away. We don't go over our price. You want to know how I know this? The only time we went over our price was Nicolas Pepe, and it was absolute embarrassment. It was. Can we deny that it wasn't? Can we deny that? There's no denying that was an embarrassing way to go out. Nicolas Pepe, we thought we were going to get a good deal, but it was shit. It was a shit deal. It was a shit deal. We paid over the odds. We did a ridiculous amount of money, and it made no sense. Long story short, we fucked ourselves over financially. by putting such a heavy investment on a player that we didn't know how he's going to suit, and we're not going to do the same thing with any other player going forward. We're going to make sure we have a price and we stick to it. But yeah, just to end off the show, Pep Guardiola is twerking. He's saying 100 points Arsenal could get. Do you think for a second you could see Arsenal getting 100 points?
Maybe in the next 2 years, but as of right now, no.
No chance we get Zaha. No chance. No chance. Do I have clips of me playing football? No, not that I remember. Not on YouTube at least. But yeah.
Well, I was thinking about 100. As of right this season, I don't see us. I can see us finishing in. I see early the season. If you remember, I predicted like 85 points. Now I'm upped it up to 93 points. But maybe in 2 years,
points wins us the league easy.
Yeah, so I'm seeing 93 points. But as of right now, 100 points maybe next year or next 2 years. But as this season, I can't see it. There's not enough depth in this team to go 100, get 100 points.
So what are we saying, people? Arsenal gonna win the league? Let me know. You believe Pep Guardiola?
Yeah, we're gonna win the league, but not with 100 points.
Yeah. Remember the Cucurella deal on how Chelsea ended up getting him? Yeah, it does. It does. Chelsea just overpay for players. They don't care what the actual valuation of the player is. They just go, boom, take it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go quickly to my TikTok. But yo, Sam, tell me, what are you saying? Just speak for a second.
I want to say one thing about Chelsea and Todd Bowley. Yes, they got a lot of money, but what I see from their transfer approach right now is they're throwing money at the wall and see what sticks. That's what they did with Cucurella. They threw money at the wall, overpaid for a guy that's at best at the time. At last one was 35 million, 40 million at most. Overpaid at least 30 million pounds, which inflated the market at fullback. And now you've got these mid-table teams and the clubs across Europe saying, look, this guy hasn't played for Spain. He's never played for the Spanish national team. He's never been called up, and yet he's getting this amount of money. They want to. These clubs right now, even then, they're still many of the clubs around Europe, but the Premier League, are still losing a lot of money financially. So they want to get it back. And with Bowley, even with Ender Fernandez, he's got 120 million euro release clause. They've triggered it, but they've went over the release clause. So now, when a player's release clause is triggered now, it's not a guarantee that they're going to come to the club, because any other club just can offer like 20 million of the release clause. So this transfer person Chelsea, listen, I don't think it's going to work. You're just throwing money at the wall, it doesn't stick. Maybe eventually it can catch up to them, but spending that money recklessly, it does affect you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to show everyone this quickly. This is just a quick little synopsis of everything that we spoke about so far. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this story is back, and it's starting to get annoying, and it's starting to be a thorn in my side. But let me give you a quick little update on what's going on with MYKHAYLO MUDRYK. Shakhtar Donetsk want to listen to all offers for MYKHAYLO MUDRYK, and as they should, he's their asset, and they want to make as much money as possible. Reports coming out that Shakhtar Donetsk director is in London, and he'll be meeting with Chelsea in the next 24 hours, in addition to talks ongoing still with Arsenal. Even though Mudryk wants to join Arsenal, and he's made his ambitions clear that he wants to join Arsenal. Reports coming out that they're going to push to try to get a fee close to 88 million pounds in the summer if they wait. And they're more or less trying to use Chelsea as a way to push up Arsenal's bid. Arsenal have been told they need to increase their bid, but he's made his intentions clear. He wants to join Arsenal. Shakhtar Donetsk played too many games. Arsenal are going to walk away from the deal. He's nowhere near worth the 85 million pounds that they're asking for. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that was the TikTok I did earlier today, just talking about the situation. At this point, I don't think Arsenal are going to play games. We walk away from the deal if it gets too ridiculous. And I think majority of you guys agree with me. It's just going to be a situation where Shakhtar Donetsk have the choice. The ball is in their court. You have the choice. Accept our offers and the player goes somewhere where he's happy, or you take the highest financial offer, which is most likely going to be from Chelsea, and it's going to put the player in a situation where he doesn't get his first choice option. And you know what? The player does have an option in this. He could do something more. Wilson's in the house. He's got to go, blood. He's got to go. Big up Wilson every time, bro. Big up Wilson. You know that's him, right?
No, it's actually.
Yeah, that's Wilson. You gotta go, blood. That's
Big
when
up,
he's
big up
like,
Wilson, we're a legend. But what can I say something about Mudryk, Egal? He's not
yeah.
doing enough, bro. He's just sitting there with his mum with Instagram stories. You gotta do more, bro. Like put pressure on Shakhtar. Say something like, "Listen, this is my dream move. If I
Listen,
don't get it, I'm gonna
if
go and
Man
strike."
United get Felix for a £4 million loan fee and whatever wages he's on, that's gonna put pressure on us to get a deal done because they're getting something done and they can see the opportunity to get top four this season.
Mm.
Man United strengthen, they get top four. We strengthen, we can win the league. That's why we need these players. But Felix is not the guy I want. I want Mudryk over Felix. I think some of you guys just want anybody. Personally, I feel like Mudryk has the higher ceiling. Mudryk is that guy. Leal or Vlahovic, less than that. We're not going for Vlahovic, bro. That
He's
time has
done.
passed.
Mhm.
The time for Vlahovic is gone, dead and gone, long time ago. We're not coming back for him ever again. It's gone. Um, what are people saying? What on earth are Shakhtar smoking over there? They're demanding ridiculous money from Modric. Come on, man, 100%. Man United get Felix. That will be cold. I don't know. Could he become another Martial situation? Could it be
I
just
think
Man United get a player that's quality and he hits the ground running? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how Joao Felix can. I can tell you guys watching Prem, Felix is well clear. Hmm. You think Felix is well clear of Modric?
I think, well, my opinion, Felix is being held back by the
If you're
system and
paying
what he's
85
doing.
million for Modric, you might as well go get Napoli's Carez.
Kavra, the Georgian
Bro,
guy, Kvaratskhelia. I can't say
bro,
his name.
everyone's saying there's so many guys out there. There's so many players out there. I don't think even Modric himself is worth that type of money. There's so many players out there. But yeah, let's see what Brendan's got to say. Brendan, what are you saying?
How we doing, guys? You all right?
Good,
Chilling,
all
bro.
good.
We're just talking about a bunch of transfers, and right now the Modric stuff is pretty much the main story of the day. How do you
Hmm.
feel?
I don't know. It's a mixed one, really, on the Mudryk deal. I mean, you're entering into a market now where money in football has become ridiculous, and you know teams that are not necessarily in Europe and like Shakhtar and that can ultimately demand what they want for a player now, because Premier League clubs just overspend and overpay the majority of the time. Now, with us being an attractive opposition, being top of the league, and Shakhtar are not stupid. They know that we need strength in depth. We're pretty desperate for strength in depth. They're not going to allow the player to leave for anything below their valuation, or they're trying hard not to. And I think you're right. I think they're using Chelsea, more than maybe maybe what Chelsea's interest in Mudryk is. I don't disagree that Chelsea probably do have an interest in Mudryk, and that's a good thing from Shakhtar's point of view, because they know for a fact that Chelsea are willing to pay whatever money they demand. Because Chelsea, I mean, look at them at the moment. They're talking about paying 125 million euros for Enzo Fernandez, who's a player. Again, yeah, he had a very good
Let me
World
ask
Cup.
you the question.
He's not proven on the world stage, is he?
85 million euros
Mm.
for Modric. Are you gonna take it and pay it, leave it, and walk away, or negotiate and see if you can try to get him for like 75, 80?
I think the offer that we've recently put in, the second bid, is around about, what is it, about £55 million in total, roughly.
That was the first one. That was the first one. The second one was on 65, I think.
That's euros, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's roughly about £55 million. Now, when you weigh it up, I mean, you look at Mudryk, for example. He's had 45 first-team appearances and 30 goal contributions in terms of goals and assists. That's a very good return.
Yeah.
But you've also got to weigh up what league he's playing in, how competitive it is. Yes, he's a young man who can grow, but at the same time, you know, you got to look at, okay, we could spend 88 million euros on him, which is what Shakhtar are asking for. But then, are there better options out there that could also offer us a similar thing? I know he's got a potentially a very high ceiling and could come good in the future. But the one thing that I always worry about buying players from foreign leagues, especially in the January transfer window, is how long is it going to take for them to settle into the league? Now, ultimately, for us to go on and win the league title, we need players to settle in quickly. So for me, it would make sense if we could get that valuation down, and it's clearly a player that we've been looking at. However, I look at a few players in the Premier League that we could probably get a little bit cheaper that would do just as much of a good job. Maybe not in the long term, but definitely in the short term. Leandro Trossard, he's one that I would definitely be looking at.
I want the Matomo guy.
Yeah, Matomo, yeah, another guy who's very good as well. Even Wilfried Zaha. I know we talk about him an awful lot, but he's another guy who can pretty much do it now. You know, they're already settled in the league. They're going to cost a little bit less money as well. And it also opens the option for us to be able to strengthen in other positions. I just fear that Arsenal, if they go ahead and they spend this sort of money on Mudryk, then all we're going to see for the rest of the January transfer window is loan deals. Now, loan deals...
Let me just stop you there. Shakhtar Donetsk want that money, and they're not going to settle for anything less than what they want. Do you walk away or do you pay it?
If they don't settle for any less, then I would walk away and I'd look at other options. Because, let's be honest, we need an attacking player. That's pretty clear. I mean, I think that was made pretty clear in the Newcastle game the other night, because we had no options on the bench to come on and change the game. But we also need a midfielder that can cover for Partey. We also need, you know, probably maybe another defensive player as well. So when you look at things like that, it's kind of like, do you spend 88 million euros on Mudryk and then settle for loan deals because we've spent most of our budget on one player? Or do you try and buy a couple of players, and I mean like purchase outright as well? Because I look at it like this Joao Felix deal as well. Joao Felix would come to Arsenal on a loan deal. We wouldn't be buying him outright. So that tells me again that, you know, we're gonna blow most of our budget on one player, and then we're going to settle for loan deals. I don't think Joao Felix, although I think he'd fit Mikel Arteta's system very well, I don't think he's the right type of player for us. Because again, I'll point to the Newcastle game the other night. I don't think that game would have been any different if we'd have had Gabriel Jesus up front. Because Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah are very, very similar in the way that they want to play.
Let me just stop 1 second. I get Cyrus and Gunnar's point. You get two players that are quality for 85 million over one. But let me ask you this. If you had a choice right now, right, in signing a player who has the capability to reach Prime Mane's level, right? So Prime Mane at Liverpool. Or I give you the option of having two players that are of decent standard, but you don't know if they're ever going to get to that height. So you have a player who's potential Ballon d'Or candidates in comparison to a player who, two players that are budget signings where you're going to be investing a lot of more money in wages because they're both going to be asking for a large portion of the wage bill, and you're not going to have more players. Yes, you're going to have squad depth, but is it going to be the level of quality of player that you want? So are you willing to do what we did with the Xhakas, the Mustafis, the Lucas, what was it?
Lucas Perez.
Lucas Perez, when we did that kind of approach? Or are you happy with that type of approach?
I mean, it depends really what we need. And I think right now we need strength in depth. Because if you look at...
I think we need difference makers. And I'm saying Mudryk could get that potential. He has the potential to get to that level. People are laughing. People saying LOL. No, I genuinely do believe the Mudryk signing would be the guy who has the potential ceiling that would be the high ceiling. And this is a guy who in a couple of years' time, when he goes somewhere else, we're going to be talking about we had a chance to sign him. Remember Hazard? We had a chance to sign Hazard. He went to Chelsea. What happened?
Yeah, in the long-term future, I understand. I do understand. But let me ask you this, right? Look at our first team and how we're playing right now. There's not really too much that you can probably do to that to improve on what we're already doing. The only thing that needs him. The only thing that needs.
Leal, Zaha, and Milinkovic-Savic, and we're champions. We're not getting all three of them in the window. I'm sorry.
No, you won't get all three of them in the window. But I just think, like, I look at it now, right? And I understand what you're saying in the long-term future. You know, potential Ballon d'Or. He's got great ceiling, this, that, and the other. But as of right now, what do we need right now to win this league title? We need options off the bench that can come on and change the game. I look at Leandro Trossard. He could be an option off the bench. I also look at, and I think, right, and this is what I was saying earlier about the Newcastle game. I don't think it would have mattered whether Jesus or Nketiah played up front. I think you would have still found the same result, because what we needed in that game was somebody who could offer us something different. You know, because it wasn't working. We was trying to go through the middle of the pitch too much. And it would have been the same if we had Gabriel Jesus up front anyway. I think we need a different type of striker, someone like a Mitrovic, someone who can offer us a little bit more of the physical side of the game, someone who can come on and be an impact sub. So me personally, I would say, okay, 88 million for Mudryk. Yeah, you could go ahead and do that deal. And he might have the potential to be this great player in the future. However, is it going to win us the league title this season? Is it guaranteed to win us the league title this season? Not necessarily, because if the player doesn't settle into the league very well, or he takes a little while to settle in, then is he going to be as much of a helping hand as what we want him to be? Probably not. Whereas if you spend that money and you go out and get a Leandro Trossard and you get a Mitrovic, they're two players that you can say that, yes, they can definitely help us this season. Mitrovic will offer us something different in games like Newcastle, where we're struggling to break teams down. And Trossard can be an impact sub off the bench as well. And then you've got Eddie Nketiah, who's doing his job at the moment. You've got Gabriel Jesus to come back from injury. I just think we're limiting ourselves at the moment. Look, we're narrowing our thinking, and we're thinking, you know, Arsenal have obviously been interested in this player for a long time. That's pretty clear, because there was talk about Mudryk in the summer, and he's obviously a long-term target of ours. However, we got to think in the short term, because we have a potential to win a league title. Nobody thought we was going to be in this position. Not even the manager thought we was going to be.
There is a couple of people who did, like Arsenal Mo on Twitter. But I'll say this. I am going to just leave this here. We're going to come back when there's more information. At this moment in time, I've told you everything I know. Big up Brendan, big up Sam for jumping on. Really do appreciate it, my guys. When it comes to the rest of the show, I'll tell you guys this: leave a like before you leave. Mudryk, hopefully he will be an Arsenal player. What we know, they want 85 million. Chelsea is supposedly going to be incoming with a bid. Our second bid is most likely expected to be rejected. We're supposedly going to come in with another bid before we give up. And at this moment in time, get patient, buckle up. It's going to be a long January. That's what I'm hearing. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a good one. Enjoy the day. There's some Premier League games on, and we'll see where things go. I'll be back tomorrow if there's any updates. I'll keep you guys posted on everything Arsenal news, and there is nothing else going on today. So tomorrow I'll probably do another video, hopefully. And you guys can also keep up with my YouTube shorts and my TikToks. I'm out of here, people. Have a good one. Peace. Love and respect. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this story is back, and it's starting to get annoying, and it's starting to be a.
Dois, três. We love the Arsenal. We do. We love the Arsenal. We do. We love the Arsenal. We do. Oh, Arsenal.